What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Hope you're doing really well. Welcome to the stream. This is going to be, as we did yesterday, is a live watch along stream for the F1 Grand Prix. We have got a bit more comfort in the room today, and we are streaming from the desk rather than the sim rig, which we was yesterday. I'm just sorting the microphone out. Apologies, guys. I was trying to sort it out before we started the stream, but unfortunately I didn't get it sorted properly. So we are about 10 minutes away from the start of the Grand Prix, so hopefully you will stick along with us and stay for the majority of the race. It'll be an interesting race. We have a mixed up grid. Let's just quickly recap on yesterday's grid as it stands. So we have got Sainz in pole position, followed by Perez, followed by Alonso and Hamilton in 4th, and Russell 5th, Albon 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Gasly starting in 8th, Stroll 9th, Vettel 10th, Latifi 11th, Magnussen 12th, Bottas 13th, Leclerc Verstappen 5th, 14th, 15th is Leclerc, Ocon 16th, 17th Norris, Zhou Guanyu 18th, Mick Schumacher 19th, and and Yuki Tsunoda, who is starting from the pit lane, in 20th. It's going to be an interesting race, absolutely interesting race. It's going to be a tricky one, and I think you're going to see a lot of change in the first few laps with regards to Verstappen and Leclerc starting so far back in the pack due to grid penalties. But it's going to be a good race. It'll be something to stick out. It would be interesting going into turn 1, obviously with the new gravel trap at the beginning in La Source. So it's going to be a mix up. Will the cars take it easy, or will they throw themselves into it? That's the question. As I say, we are counting down now, going into the next. We've got 10 minutes to go till we go live, so hopefully you guys will stick it out with us, and we'll get to see some fantastic racing, talk about some fantastic racing. So if you are with us and you are watching with us, please don't forget to hit that reaction button. Let me know where you're watching from. Say hello. Whatever you want to do. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys being here. So yeah, it's going to be a real tricky start. I think we'll see potentially a few changes into the first corner, then running the long run down to turn 5 through the Kemmel Straight through a Rouge. I think the car's going to be right behind each other, and someone like Alonso, who's got a lot of power in that Alpine, he's got a very good chance of leading into turn 5. But will it happen? Realistically, I think the Red Bulls and the Ferraris have got way too much pace compared to everyone else. But you just never know, and it's the great thing about Formula 1. You just don't know. It could be that the Mercedes have always got good race pace, but I just don't feel their top speeds there. We heard Lewis Hamilton after the qualifying yesterday saying he felt like he had a parachute driving down straights. So who knows? Who really knows? I'm sure it's going to be an interesting race, and we've got lots going on. We've got lots to talk about in the coming couple of hours. So let's fingers crossed we get a clean start. We don't get any yellow flags. It looks like it's going to be sunny for the majority of the race. There's no rain forecast, so we're going to get a Belgium Grand Prix this year. That's the main thing. I'm here for a few minutes. No worries, Josh. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. You're completely understandable. I'm hopeful. I mean, we've seen race control. Got race control set up. It's going to be interesting, mate. Honestly, I think it's going to be a very good race. As we said in the chat, we're expecting I'm expecting, if I'm honest, I'm really expecting Sainz and Perez to drive away from it at the beginning. That's what I'm expecting. But you just never know. You just never know. We've got 5 minutes to go. Well, just over 5 minutes to go till the beginning of the Belgium Grand Prix. Don't forget to hit that like button, that reaction button. Josh, thank you very much for the like, for the much appreciated. If you're new to the stream, welcome to the stream, guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the channel. This is something that I've been trying to do every other week when the Formula One's on. So we do a watch along. I've given you as much information as I physically can, that I can share you. I'd love to share the race, but Facebook will just take it down straight away. It's not even worth trying. So we'll hopefully get a clean race and we can stick it out. And I 1.5 second gap first, second Perez in pole. I kind of think the same. I think in the same that you're going to get a very similar gap grow towards the within the first straight. Would love a bit of rain. Yeah, I mean it would be great to mix it up, and we know that with the rain the Mercedes will light up. So we'll see what happens. Big Hamilton fan. Pace of Red Bull's crazy. Yeah, Max. That's what I was saying last night to someone, funny enough, at Excalibur. I think Hamilton just hasn't got unfortunately, they haven't got the pace. Do you know who I'm really, really looking forward to seeing? And he had an absolutely fantastic qualifying session yesterday. I'm really excited to see the Williams of Alex Albon and see what he can do. He's starting from 6th position, remember? Next to, I think he's next to George Russell. He's on the dirty side of the grid though, so it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard. Excalibur, thanks for the like as well, mate. Much appreciated. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting race for the next hour and hour and 45 minutes. Hopefully we don't get no red flags and we get a clean race. It's great that there's a gravel trap at the first bend as well. So the interesting place is going to be the source, the beginning of the race, as they run down to Eau Rouge and into the Kemmel Straight through to Les Combes, turn 5, and then they run round into Rivage, and then it kind of opens up into Pouhon in turn 10. So as we're coming through turn 10 and 11, and then down to Fagnes at turn 11, there's a nice area of track there which I believe that the Mercedes could do a bit better, but with the longer straights and then the run down to the chicane, I just see the Red Bulls and Ferraris driving off. If I'm honest, guys, I just see him driving off. Albon is crazy quick in the straights, James. Absolutely 100%. Josh, see you later, mate. Thanks very much for dropping by. It's not Hamilton, it's the car. Alex had a great QF. Yeah, I believe that. It's not Hamilton at all. I don't think. Well, we know what Hamilton can do. You know what Hamilton can do. Like anyone who followed Formula One and followed Formula One with his career and Hamilton's career, you know what he can do. You know what I mean? You know exactly what Hamilton can do. So we all know that Hamilton is a great driver, and we know he's got the hunger to still want to win races. It's, I don't know. We'll see. Let's run through as they're going on Sky. You've got Yuki Tsunoda starting in the pit lane with Mick Schumacher 19th, Joe Guan Yu 18th, Lando Norris 17th, Esteban Ocon and Charles Leclerc make up the next row, and then we've got Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas. The thing is, you never know. The further back you are on this grid, it could be a problem in the first corner. Kevin Magnussen 12th and Nicholas Latifi 11th. And then you've got Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll, the two Aston Martins, starting bang middle of the pack. As we come down to Pierre Gasly 8th and Daniel Ricciardo 7th. And then Alex Albon and George Russell. What a battle that's going to be into the first corner. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Lewis Hamilton 4th and Fernando Alonso. That's a good battle into the first corner. That's going to be brilliant as well. And then obviously sitting at the front of the grid on the dirty side of the track, Sergio Perez, and then Carlos Sainz in the inside. So I think they said it's something like 33 car lengths to the first race. Simon, hello, how are you doing, buddy? It's just unfortunate the Mercedes aren't fast, as they're extremely good in reliability terms. That's the problem. That's the thing, James. They are really reliable, and you've seen that through as the years gone on, and that's why they're sitting where they are in the championship. Their reliability has been extremely good. It's a shame they've gone down a route. I think they've gone down a route of Mercedes. They've gone down a route of Mercedes that they thought was the right route, and the simulators told them probably information that they didn't, that they probably thought was right, and then that they've put the they've taken the side pods off, thinking we're going to be super fast, and unfortunately this is not. And they've struggled with porpoising, as we know. But I noticed they've got like a little bit of a wing that's appeared across around the cockpit area, to sort of, as if it's a way of forcing air like the side pods would do on all the other cars. But I don't know. As we're going, so we are just about to start the warm-up lap. Everyone, the pit crews are on the side of the grid now, guys, and we should hopefully be getting underway as the clock is just about to strike 3 o'clock Belgium time, 2 o'clock UK time, and we are away for the warm-up lap. I'll try to keep you guys fed with as much information as possible. Hopefully the graphics updates, I'll keep an eye on that as well. Make sure you get all the graphics updated and stuff like that. It should hopefully start to work sooner or later with a bit of luck. Don't forget, guys, you can join the SuperMayne Facebook group, SuperMayne Crew Facebook group, and reach out to other people in the community, and set your games up, have your chat, have your banter. If you can all hit the like button as well, then it'd be much appreciated. Get them reactions in. Let me know your thoughts on the race. Let me know what you think's going to happen. Let me know where you think's going to where you think people are going to what's going to go on. One of the things that I've been listening to and they've been saying a lot of is they're still not sure on the long runs, because there was a lot of drama on the Friday. There was a couple of red flags, a bit of rain, so they didn't do a proper long run. So they're not 100% sure how the hard tyres are going to hold out, which is quite interesting. So it will be I think you're going to see a little bit of different strategies. I can't see at the moment. Let me just see if it says on the graphics online, and I can tell you if we've got any. Most people are starting on the mediums. We've got Sainz that started on the softs. Bottas started on the softs. Verstappen started on the softs, and the clerks have started on the softs. Yuki Tsunoda, who's in the pits, has started on the hards. He's starting on the hards. So the rest of the field is on the medium compound tyres. So that's an interesting strategy from Red Bull with regards to Perez and Verstappen. They're all on different strategies. I'm surprised that the Ferraris have both gone for a soft compound tyre. I don't know why they would have done that. I mean, usually you would have one on one compound and one on the other. So the Ferraris have both gone softs, which is a bit strange. Not sure what's going on there. So we've just got to keep our eyes out. Yeah, I agree, James, to be totally honest with you. I'm a bit surprised. But we're just coming around to the start-finish straight now, and the cars are starting to slowly filter their way into their grid position. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This is going to be an interesting start, guys. Interesting start. Igor, thank you for the like, buddy, on Facebook. Much appreciated. Big shout out to all you guys that are liking the stream, following the stream. I much appreciate all your support, guys. Absolutely fantastic. The page has taken off recently, and I'm super happy doing Formula One and doing the racing games. It's my passion, and it's always been my passion. So anyone who's in the stream and is here, thank you very much, and hopefully I can bring you the content you want to see. So the green flag is going, and they're waving the green flag. We all 4 lights, 5 lights are on, and away we go. And it's a pretty good start from Sainz. Hamilton, as always, has got an absolute flyer, and he's going around the outside of Perez and Alonso. George Russell has snuck up on the inside. Alonso is into second, as we've got Hamilton, as Sainz is starting to pull away already. We've got the rest of the pack following. It looks like a pretty clean start as we're going down into a Rouge, and they're all absolutely up each other's backsides. Sorry for the language, but now we're flying down to turn 5. We've got Hamilton going around the outside of Alonso into turn 5. Oh, and Hamilton's gone up in the air. Hamilton and Alonso have touched. Oh my days. It's all going on. It's absolutely... I don't know if Hamilton car's got any damage, but he was absolutely in the air. That's allowed Perez to get back in a second, because at the same time he was going round Russell. I think Hamilton's going to have a problem. I don't think he's got to go to the pits. He looks like he's got smoke or something coming out of the back of his car. So I think we're going to see Hamilton. Hamilton has got a problem. He might even have a puncher. I personally think, I don't think Alonso... Yeah, I think Hamilton's going to be out here. I don't think he's moved out of the way. Hamilton's going to be retiring, unfortunately. That was absolutely unbelievable start. He's coming on the radio. Yeah, they're telling Hamilton to stop the car. Hamilton is out of the Belgium Grand Prix on the first lap. That's so Verstappen's in the top 10 already. Verstappen is in 8th position. Alex Albon. So we've got Sainz, Perez, Russell, Alonso, Vettel, Ricciardo, Albon, Verstappen, Stroll, Leclerc, and Leclerc has done the fastest lap of the race. The FIA have noted an incident on turn 5 with Alonso and Hamilton, as we said. Sainz is pulling away. Red Bull is catching him up quite quickly. George Russell is in 3rd and has pulled a gap out on Alonso. I'm surprised Alonso's still running. So there's a yellow flag. Sector 3 is probably Hamilton's car. Oh, then there's another couple of cars that just spun. Who was that? It's Latifi and Bottas have just spun out on turn 5. That is gonna be a yellow flag, and that's probably a safety car. Latifi got wide on the exit of the corner. The Alpine just about missed him, and then poor Bottas is on the outside trying to miss him as well when he's just spun out of the court, and they're both in the gravel trap. Hamilton is stationary at turn 17 as well, and he looks absolutely devastated. Unbelievable start. That's not going to help Hamilton's comp. Hamilton is out of the car. There's 3 cars that have got to be recovered now, so we're going to have a safety car. What happened? Exactly happened. It happened. What happened? What we didn't want to happen happened. Oh well. It's unfortunate. What did I say? Bottas and Hamilton will have contact. Mate, that was unreal. That was unreal. We're going to see a replay now of what's actually happening. So Hamilton, as always, gets a flying start and puts himself straight alongside Perez. Perez went backwards to, what, 4th, 5th position straight away. Hamilton goes around the outside of both Perez and Perez and Russell, and then he's right behind, or right in the slipstream of Alonso through a Rouge down the Kemmel Straight, and the Mercedes actually looked pretty quick coming down to turn 5. Hamilton's right behind it as Hamilton moves out to go around the outside of Alonso, and I don't think I think if I'm honest, I think that's Hamilton's mistake. I think Hamilton, personally, looking from that, they've just showed it from the inside of the car. I think Hamilton come over, and sorry, mate. I think Hamilton didn't leave enough space for him. He didn't leave enough space, and it's Hamilton's fault. Absolutely Hamilton's fault. Unfortunately, Hamilton as they went round together, rather than leaving a space, Hamilton seemed like he wanted to try and close the door. Not really sure. It didn't. I mean, watching it now, yeah, I don't know if there's not a lot Alonso could have done there. Not a lot Alonso could have done. Hamilton 100% turned in on him, Josh. 100%. He seemed like he tried to. He seemed like he didn't look to see where he was, and he's come in and taken him out. So we've got, obviously, with regards to when then Latifi goes wide on turn 6. Ocon misses him, and as Bottas tries to swerve around him, goes onto the outside of the track, and then spins the car and he's stuck in the gravel track. Unfortunately, there was nothing Bottas could have done there. He was just a sitting duck, really. Gutted for Bottas, absolutely gutted for Bottas there. So we have got a safety car, and then we've got cars now recovered. Unfortunately, absolutely fantastic. Fantastic start. Lance Stroll and Vettel having a bit of a ding dong as well, and going around the outside. So that was that. Again, the people don't look like they were leaving enough space for each other. Yeah, unfortunately Hamilton's out of the race. I didn't want to see Hamilton out of the race there. That was a bit unlucky for Hamilton. Looks like someone's coming in for one of the Ferraris is coming in. It looks like it could be Charles coming in for medium tyres. So Charles Leclerc is coming in for medium tyres. He's not going to run on the softs. So Ferrari are going to change strategy. Obviously, while a safety car is out, that's probably a good idea to do. Actual good idea, because he won't. He can get back onto the back of the pack there. So as it stands, Bottas and Hamilton are both out of the Grand Prix. We've got Verstappen up to 8th already. And also, who else we got? Norris has jumped up to 12th. Latifi's coming in for a new front wing. So it's all going on at a minute, guys. All going on at a minute. Let me know what your thoughts are so far. Let me know what you're thinking. Absolute chaotic start. That's the first race this year as well that Hamilton hasn't finished. For anyone who doesn't know. So it's gonna be a big inquiry into that. I think personally that is Hamilton's fault. 100% Hamilton's fault. I can't see any other way of him getting away with that, if I'm honest. As I say, guys, don't forget, hit that like. If you can hit that like button, it'd be much appreciated. Gerald, how you doing, mate? Appreciate the like, dude. Sorry, I've just missed it. All been going on. It's all been happening. Appreciate everyone watching. Everyone taking the time to watch. Much appreciated. If the music's too loud, guys, or you want me to turn the music off, just let me know as well. The music in the background, I'm more than happy to turn the music off. So just let me know. So safety car is coming in at the end of lap 4, and we will be racing again. So we've got 40 laps remaining. So Sainz is now backing everybody up, letting the safety car go. He'll then get a little run down to the chicane. It's a shame, really. It'd be interesting to see if Russell can keep hold of the first two, or if they just cruise off now. I mean, this is probably an ideal situation for these guys. Obviously, Charles Leclerc is now at the back of the pack with Latifi, but again, they've changed strategy. Bearing in mind, Verstappen is still on the soft tyres as well, so they've changed strategy mid-race. They've changed strategy mid-race, the Ferraris. So here we go. We're away again. We've got George Russell right on the back of Perez again. And he's going to try and get a jump on him like he did last time. George Russell is into turn one, trying around the outside on Perez. And George Russell is right behind the Red Bull. But the Red Bull gets great acceleration out of La Source as he head down to Eau Rouge. And Alonso is right behind George Russell. I'm surprised that Alonso didn't get any more damage to his car. Alonso is right up the gearbox of George Russell and has got great speed down to turn 5. There's not a lot George Russell can do here unless he brakes later, which he does. He brakes a little bit later into the turn, and they carry on into turn 6. Sainz has now started to pull out a gap again on the Red Bull. Sebastian Vettel, out of everyone, has come up to fifth. Sorry, Sebastian Vettel has come out of nowhere. Didn't even notice him there. With Daniel Ricciardo in 6th, and behind him is Verstappen, who's up now up into 7th. So Verstappen is making his way up through the pack pretty quickly. He's so fast. Jos Verstappen. Max Verstappen. getting me all my names confused. So we are now coming around to turn 17, down towards the last chicane. We are on board as it stands with Max Verstappen right behind Daniel Ricciardo. I think as we go into the chicane, Max Verstappen is late braking into the chicane, got loads of grip, and then passes Daniel Ricciardo like he's not even there. Now he's got Vettel in his sights. The Red Bull is absolutely unbelievable, and they're not. In fairness to Daniel Ricciardo, he didn't even attempt to overtake him. It's a lonely walk back for Lewis Hamilton. He's just walking. He looks like he's walking along the last straight. Carlos Sainz just done the fastest lap of the race at 1:52, which is obviously quite slow at the minute, but they're fully loaded up the cars. Alex Albon has just passed Daniel Ricciardo, so he is absolutely flying along. Alex Albon, he's up to 7th place. Let's hope that Williams can keep up with that pace. It's definitely got the straight line speed, that Williams. So Max Verstappen is now right behind Vettel. Will Vettel just sort of move out of the way and let him pass? I can't see there's going to be much of a fight here. But Vettel is chasing down Alonso. The Aston Martin seems to be running extremely well at the minute. Carlos Sainz has pulled out a 1.4 second lead on Perez, and then Perez has done the same to Russell. Russell is going to be holding a lot of them up here. It's a great move. They're just showing a replay of Alex Albon passing Daniel Ricciardo. It's an absolute great move. Fantastic. Williams, bearing in mind, has got exactly the same engine as Mercedes as well. So coming up to the final chicane again, and Max Verstappen has passed Vettel. So next on Verstappen's list is Alonso, as they come past the start-finish straight into turn 1, La Source. And I think you'll find Verstappen will cruise up. It's got so much grip going into the first corner, that Red Bull. It looks unbelievable. Really looks unbelievable. And they go through a Rouge, and they're now heading down the Kemmel Straight, and you can see the red ball with DRS open. He is just absolutely blasted past Alonso like he's not even there. So Verstappen now is up to 4th place with George Russell in front of him. So Charles Leclerc, they're just showing on Sky in the little screen, is down in 16th place. Obviously he's got a long way to go. So they're keeping an eye on what's going on in Ferrari Plan B, whatever Plan B might be, is to do with the soft tyres. George Russell is going to have Max Verstappen right up his gearbox in the next few minutes. And I think you find going into Eau Rouge in the next lap. So we're on lap 7 of 44. I think heading down to La Source and Eau Rouge and the Kemmel Straight. I think the Red Bull will be right behind that Mercedes of George Russell, and I think Max Verstappen will probably pass him this lap. Charles Leclerc is stuck in a little bit of a DRS train, a bit of traffic as he stands at the moment. So he has got the 2 AlphaTauris in front of him. He's got Yuki Tsunoda on the hard tyres, who is, and Gasly just in front. So it'd be interesting to see what strategy they run. But got a bit of a DRS train now, running down into turn into Eau Rouge. So Leclerc is actually stuck in traffic, which is probably not the best for him. As we jump back to Max Verstappen, and Verstappen passes George Russell, as I said, down into turn 5. George Russell had no answer. The Red Bull was clearly way faster than the Mercedes. So we're on lap 8, and as expected, Max Verstappen is up to 3rd place already. He's having a whale of a time. It doesn't even look like the Mercedes has got speed. It looks like it has got a parachute on the back of that car. It's unbelievable. But we've had it for years with the Mercedes as well, so you can't really grumble that the Mercedes and the Mercedes have had that domination for a while. So to have the Red Bulls doing it the same this year, you can't really complain. Not ideal, but it's not that bad. Carlos Sainz is 1.3 seconds ahead of Perez as it stands at the moment. We have got Charles Leclerc just trying to go around the outside of the AlphaTauri, going down into the last chicane, and Charles Leclerc should go past. Yes, he does. He gets past the AlphaTauri of Yuki Tsunoda down into turn 1 in front of Charles Leclerc. Now is Zhou Guan Yu, and then Norris, and then Magnussen. So he's making his way through this traffic quite nicely, although it's probably not the best situation for him. So Carlos Sainz is reporting high degradation on the soft tyres as well. So how long will Sainz stay out there is the question. Lando Norris has just gone past Magnussen into turn 5. There's a lot of action today. There's a lot of overtaking as well, which is absolutely fantastic to see. The race is sort of not really settled down into any kind of rhythm at the moment, and there's action all over the circuit, which is fantastic to see. So I don't think we'll see much more of the soft tyres. I think after the pit stops, we'll probably be on the mediums and the hards. Is it going to be a 2-stop race? Is it going to be a 3-stop race in some instances? Is Max Verstappen going to go straight to the hard tyres maybe? But the tyres are just trying to replay at lap 10, and the tyres of Carlos Sainz look like they're absolutely beat already. Got a lot of graining on them. So they really, they look really messy. And as we say that, and we come down into the start finish straight to start lap 11, we've got Perez just behind him with Verstappen just cruising up behind Perez. Again, Max Verstappen doesn't seem to be reporting any sort of graining or any sort of problems on his tyres as it stands. Bear in mind, he's also on the softs. So have Ferrari, with changing the tyres of Leclerc, done them a little bit of a favour? What sort of strategy they're going to go on now? Not sure. What's your thoughts, guys? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. Been an interesting race so far, so it's good to have a bit of a mix up at the front of the pack. Russell is down in 4th. He's sort of racing his own race at the moment. He's pulled away from Alonso. He's about 4 seconds ahead of Alonso, and he's about 3 seconds behind Max Verstappen. Oh, sorry, 5 seconds behind Max Verstappen. So as it stands at the minute, Russell, Mr. Consistency, is probably going to be looking at a top 4 finish as it stands at the moment. Very interesting tactics is going to happen now. So Ferrari are reporting to Charles saying they're seeing tyre degradation for everybody is a lot higher than they expected. So that's on all the tyres though. So it's not just the softs, it's also the medium tyres. So Max Verstappen is right behind the Red Bull of Sergio Perez. Are they going to just tell him to move out the way and let him go by, or are they going to let the Red Bulls race is the question. One of the things that frustrates me is one of the things that amazes me is the team orders. But we've got Max Verstappen with DRS coming down the Kemmel Straight, and you can see the speed difference as he moves over to the inside Max, but just doesn't have enough speed to get past him. But Max Verstappen is right behind Perez now, he's under a second, half a second. So we are now starting to find a little bit of rhythm in the race, and the race is settling down a little bit. We're going to find Max Verstappen. The Dutch fans are in their numbers like always. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. All the orange in all the stands. The Dutch fans are great. It's good to see. What's Max? So Max Verstappen's on the radio to the team saying we're losing a silly amount of time. He wants Perez moved out of the way. I mean, it's not like Carlos Sainz is driving off. It's quite interesting actually to see. Sainz is now into the pits. So Sainz is now on lap 11 come into the pits. So he's going onto a set of mediums on lap 12. What are they going to do with the Red Bulls? Are they going to make them swap? So Ferrari are looking at the undercut. So Sainz is going to come out in 5th place, maybe? No, a bit lower down. So Sainz is going to come out in 6th place. Sainz is out in 6th place. Verstappen has just gone past Sergio Perez. So Verstappen has now taken the lead of the race. So we've got Alonso has just come in to the pits as well. Alex Albon has come in and he's taken a set of hards. Charles Leclerc is up to 9th place. He's just gone past. What he is? Oh, he hasn't. He hasn't. He's actually just behind. Where is he? Oh, he's behind Ocon. Sorry, I got confused there. I'm actually watching Carlos Sainz and Danny Rick. So Carlos Sainz is going down into Pujon. Wow, Pujon, one of the fastest bends on the track, and Sainz has just gone past the McLaren. Unbelievable. So Carlos Sainz is into undercut territory. So are Ferrari trying a bit of a different strategy, and is this strategy going to pay off? Verstappen's got to put on a little bit of a move now and try and get a bit of space. So how much time has he got to make up is the question. So we've got the Alpine of Ocon and Daniel Ricciardo are just coming in. They look like they're going into hard tyres. Ricciardo's coming in, he's putting on hard tyres. And same for Ocon as well. So Ocon's going into hard tyres too. So he's now going to be, so they've been released back into the pack a little bit further down. So they're now down in what, 16th, Ricciardo and Ocon. Fernando Alonso's got a bit of a flappy bit of carbon fibre, where probably where Lewis Hamilton clipped his front left. The last corner of this track. This is a great overtaking spot for a lot of these guys. They get a good slipstream down the straight, and then manage to nip out into the inside. Max Verstappen has pulled out a 2.8 second gap on Perez. That's just unbelievable. They're the same car. How is he pulled out that far? Are some of these teams thinking that maybe the hard tyre will take them to the end of the race, or are they going to be going for a third stop and going on to the softs near sort of the last 10 laps? They have a long stint in the middle of the race. George Russell is now into the pits for another set of mediums. So George Russell has just taken another set of mediums. It's an interesting strategy from the Mercedes as he comes out behind Stroll and Leclerc. And Lando Norris has just come in for a set of hards. So Leclerc is coming down. So Leclerc is about to overtake Stroll on turn 5 again. Ferrari making it look very simple. The Ferrari and the Red Bulls making these overtakes look very, very, very easy. So Verstappen wants to extend. Yeah, Verstappen. They're saying Verstappen, which is what I thought might go out to a one stopper. He's just trying to push as hard as he can. So I think he's going to end up on the hard tyres. Looks. He's absolutely left Perez in his wake, and he's on the soft tyres, which you thought would be going off. So they're bringing in Perez. Red Bull are bringing in Perez. So he's on a set of mediums, and they're bringing him in. It's bizarre, absolutely bizarre. settling into a nice bit of the race now. So Perez is coming out in front of Leclerc. Charles Leclerc. Perez has just come out in front of Charles Leclerc. So he's on a new set of tyres, whereas Leclerc has got the DRS, and he's got a good run down on Perez down to turn 5. Oh, as Perez squeezes Leclerc onto the side of the road, he absolutely squeezed him there, made it very difficult for Charles to go past him. So he may now struggle, obviously, as Sergio Perez is on a good set of tyres. And Russell is cruising up behind Leclerc and Perez as well. So George Russell has been driving absolutely fantastic this year. Been driving a great race. It was very, very mature driving from. So Max Verstappen is coming into the pits now. So will he get out? So Sainz is just going down at the start-finish straight. We've got Perez coming down as well. So Perez may he's just going to come out behind. Yeah, so Perez, he's just managed to undercut Perez still. So he pulled out enough time. Whereas George Russell is right behind Charles Leclerc coming down into Eau Rouge. So can the Mercedes keep up with DRS, and can he keep up with him? He looks like he is. So George Russell has just cruised past Charles. So that's interesting. Is he struggling for pace? Is he struggling for tyre pace with the tyres, or was the Mercedes just a little bit better there? Very, very interesting. I'm surprised that the Mercedes has just gone past the Red Bull like that. Just showing a replay of Perez and Leclerc. Very interesting. Moaning about he didn't leave no space for him. So can George Russell keep up with the Red Bulls, or is he just going to end up being? Is he just going? Is he? I do feel that his fourth place is about as good as the Mercedes probably will do, if I'm honest. So the medium tyres are now starting to grip. So Perez has just done the fastest lap of the race of 1:51.5. Still got quite a bit of porpoising on that Ferrari. When you watch it, it's still porpoising away down the straight. Plan D. Ferraris are saying we are going Plan D. So what is Plan D? I mean, George Russell has pulled out a 2-3 second gap on Charles Leclerc. Leclerc. Sorry. So it's a very interesting strategy what they're looking at. So as it stands, we've got Carlos Sainz leading the race, 2 seconds, 2.6 seconds ahead of Verstappen, who is leading his teammate Perez by 4 seconds, followed by Russell. Sorry, he's 5 seconds behind. So it's really. So Verstappen is cruising up behind now on Sainz. That the Red Bull is just like through the source, just looks fast, looks quick. Max Verstappen has just done the fastest lap of the race at 1:50.747. It really is Verstappen's race to lose this. So Max Verstappen now going down to turn 5. He's right up behind Sainz, and he just cruised. Doesn't even need to get to the corner to overtake him. He's just shot past the Ferrari before the corner. Sainz slotted back in behind him, and away Verstappen goes now. I think that's game over for the Ferraris, if I'm honest. I think that's game over. I can't see any way back. Even just turn 1, the way that the Red Bull takes turn 1, he gets so much traction out of the corner. He's away. So we are now, lap 18, and the race has settled down massively now after a chaotic start. So if you're just joining the stream, Lewis Hamilton went out on lap 1 through having coming together with Alonso. That I think they've said it was a racing incident and neither of them will be punished. That was going into turn 5. So after a great start to the race, Hamilton shooting up the outside of of Perez. Perez getting quite a bad start, and then coming down to turn 5 and Hamilton getting the run on Alonso and pulling out, and then unfortunately, and it was Hamilton's fault, he didn't leave Alonso no room whatsoever, and both cars clashed. Hamilton's car went into the air, or the back end went into the air anyway, so it did like a little endo, and then that was when the car landed, there was damage to the back of the car. So I'm not sure what actually happened. Thanks. Yeah, so Hamilton's out of the race. Valtteri Bottas, unfortunately, tried to avoid Nicholas Latifi spinning on the same turn 5, a lap later, and as Latifi spun, Latifi run wide, went off onto the dirt, spun the car. As he come back across the track, the Alpine of Alonso managed to avoid him, but unfortunately Bottas had to go onto the grass, which then spun the car, so Bottas is out as well. So as it stands, we have Verstappen leading the race, followed by Sainz, followed by Perez, Russell in 4th, Charles Leclerc in 5th, Alonso 6th, Vettel in 7th. Alex Albon is still driving an absolutely fantastic race, and that Williams is running absolutely perfect, and he's down in 8th position. Ocon 9th, Ricciardo 10th, 11th Gasly, Stroll, followed by Norris, Guan Yu, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, and then Latifi last. So the big one for me, I think, is actually that Danny Ricciardo is driving a lot more chilled out and a lot more relaxed, and probably doesn't feel as much pressure, and you can go out there and enjoy his race. And it seems to be showing that he's doing that because he's 10th he's currently sitting 10th. So we are now looking at Perez and Sainz. There's a battle on the track, and the Ferrari is struggling for grip, as it sounds. The Red Bull, Perez, is cruised up behind Carlos Sainz, and it probably won't be long before we see Perez go by the Ferrari. As I'm going to take a drinks break for a second. Try and cover it up. No advertisement there for Monster. So we come down on, we're on lap 20, and we are watching currently on the TV. We're watching the Red Bull of Perez chase down the Ferrari of Sainz as he has a cheeky little look into the chicane at the end of the lap. But he is now right behind, going down into the turn 1. Perez has got DRS and he is right behind Carlos Sainz. So we're going to have to run down from Le Source down to Rouge. And that Red Bull of Perez will have DRS going up the Kemmel Straight. I think we're gonna find that it's gonna be a Red Bull 1-2, but there is still a long way to go. Remember, guys. And there we go. So Sainz just lets him go by. Away he goes. I'm wondering if they've set these cars up originally. I mean, it looks like it's got so much drag, the Ferrari, compared to the Red Bull. So, watching Lance Stroll and Gasly at the moment, having a great battle down in the mid pack. So 11th. Stroll was just taking 11th from Gasly, 10th. Gasly, there's talk of Gasly going to Alpine next year. So that could be one to look out for. There's also talk of Danny Ricciardo potentially going back to Alpine as well. Alpine, should I say. So we're now into a bit of a lull point of the race. There's a little bit of action. There's a few overtakes going on, but nothing too crazy. We're currently watching Ricciardo coming up behind Alex Albon. So will it be? It looks like Danny Ricciardo is driving. Danny Ricciardo is actually, fair play to him. He's driving a really great race. So it's great to see that Ricciardo is driving with a little bit more relaxed. But the Williams down the straight, they've got to give it credit. It looks like a fast car. Both on the hard tyres. Lap 22 as we come into the start-finish straight. And we've got Danny Ricciardo. Will he get a good run down into a Rouge, which will give him the DRS? Where he's in the DRS zone because he's under a second now. He's 7 tenths behind Alex Albon. So will he get a good enough run and get DRS, and will he be able to get past Alex Albon? So we are watching Danny Ricciardo now, and I just don't think he's just got enough to get past him. He hasn't. But behind them, then you've got Lance Stroll catching with Gasly, and then behind him is Norris. So there's a few cars catching up this pack, so we could have a sort of a 3 or 4 car train. Right behind Norris is also Joe Guan Yu, so we've got a battle for 12th, a great battle for 12th as it stands at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see as this little battle pans out. So within a few seconds of each other, so from 9th back to 14th, they're all coming within 3 seconds of each other. So we've got some good battling coming on in a minute. Very, very interesting. Very good. At the front of the pack, we've got Verstappen still leading the way, 7.5 seconds ahead of Perez, and then 3 seconds behind. So it looks like George Russell is potentially pulling in Carlos Sainz as it is. So are the Ferraris running a little bit too much downforce and it's destroying their tyres? That's the question. Who knows? Keep an eye on that one. We'll keep an eye on that battle. Just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported the stream so far. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. Let me know where you're watching. Let me know where you're watching the Formula One from. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know who you think's gonna ultimately win the race. I think it's going to be Verstappen, but let me know your thoughts, how the race has panned out so far. Is there anything you want to know in particular? Is there anything going on in particular? We're watching quite a good battle for 12th place as it stands at the moment. Big shout out to a few people. So as it stands, we're on lap 24. We've still got 20 laps remaining. It's gone pretty quick, this race, if I'm honest. We've probably got another, what, 40 minutes of racing, 45 minutes of racing. Still a long way to go. Still a long way to go. We've got Danny Ricciardo really pushing Alex Albon along, and right behind Danny Ricciardo we've got Lance Stroll as well. So we've got 3 cars cruising along in the middle of the pack, fighting for 9th position. But Alex Albon, and credit to the Williams, has got a hell of a lot of traction out of the corners, and every time they pull away in the corners he managed to get a good run. As we're watching Lance Stroll go down at the inside, or try to go down the inside of Danny Ricciardo at a Rouge, but he backed out of that, and I think that was he will have DRS as they go down the Kemmel Straight. And will he get enough? No, he won't. I think Lance Stroll made a mistake there, trying to go up the inside of Danny Ricciardo on a Rouge. I think he should have waited there, personally. Don't forget, guys, if you're watching the stream on Facebook or YouTube, you could hit that reaction button. It's much appreciated. It does get the stream out there. And I do enjoy doing these sort of streams because they are interesting. It's a little bit different to the normal sort of gaming stream that we normally cover on the channel. So tried to avoid the bump on turn 5. Right, Ferrari have just radioed to Carlos Sainz. It's quite important. What's that doing to the car then, I wonder? There's some form of problem there. George Russell is catching Carlos Sainz at the minute. George Russell, they're currently predicting, will be caught up with Carlos Sainz in 3 laps. So George Russell is taking time out of him. So Russell is lapping. He's one of the fastest people on the track at the moment. He's lapping. Well, he's lapping nearly a second quicker than Sainz on every lap. So they're having big problems, the Ferraris, with tyre degradation. So we could see we could see a Mercedes on the podium again. So the Williams is holding up as it stands. The Williams of Alex Albon is holding up Danny Ricciardo and Lance Stroll. They're probably killing their tyres. Don't want that to happen. The skybox is going to go into standby mode. We don't want that to happen. So they're calling. Ferrari are calling Carlos Sainz into the pits. Box. It looks like they're going to go onto the hards. So they're also calling in Charles as well. So they're double stacking. So they're going onto the hard tyres. Sainz is onto the hard tyres. So is this going to work for them as Charles Leclerc comes in as well? Two good stops. So what is going to happen here? Is that going to... Does it give Russell a bit of breathing room? Just trying to work out the times and how. So Sainz has come out in 4th, Vettel 5th and 6th, and then Leclerc has come out in 7th as it stands. Alex Albon is still holding everybody up, but in fairness to Alex Albon, the Williams in a straight line is fantastic, and then they're unable just to get past it. So they need to be a bit braver, these guys behind Alex Albon. I've really from my point of view, I'd really like to see the Williams get some points today, but I think they've got to look at it and go, I wonder if they'll try and come in, or the McLarens will bring the McLarens in and try and undercut all this. But I can't. I'm not sure at the moment what their sort of plans are. There's a long line of them, sort of all being held up by the Williams, all within a DRS train as well. And it's all Mercedes engines as well, funny enough. So you've got other than the Alpha at the back. So Russell as it stands needs to pit again because he's gone medium. I think the Ferraris are going to be going till the end of the race on the hards now. Alex Albon has come into the pits. So he is. Also, Lance Stroll's come in for a set of hards. Alex Albon has come in for a set of mediums. So we have got Nicholas Latifi has just gone round the outside of Lance Stroll into the Eau Rouge. And now, because the Aston Martin garage had done an absolutely fantastic job of getting the pit stop, and the Williams of Latifi has kept behind the Aston Martin, kept the Aston Martin of Stroll behind him. Alex Albon is pulling away from Latifi. Fantastic drive from Alex Albon as we see Perez coming into the pits for another stop, and he is going on to a set of hard tyres. That's a good stop, 2.4 seconds as well from the Red Bull team. So I was just watching Alonso and Zhou Guanyu having a bit of a fight around the outside. Around the outside of where they actually had Alonso and Hamilton overcoming together, but all clean, no problems. So Perez is just come out in front of Carlos Sainz as we're watching now Fernando Alonso go around. Who's he gone past? Norris? Did you pass Norris? So Mercedes are now bringing in now going to bring in Russell. So Russell will be going onto a set of hard tyres, no doubt. Lance Stroll does a great move around the outside of, or the inside of Latifi at the final bend. Gets him out of the way. So they've just gone. So look, they just called Russell into the pits, but looks like he's just gone past the pit lane. Yes, so he's just gone past. So we've got Charles Leclerc behind Ocon. So I can imagine he's going to be moving out of the way pretty cool, dispatching of Ocon pretty quickly, if I'm honest. I'd imagine he will anyway. As we just watched Alonso go past, so we just jumped over to Alonso down the Kemmel straight into turn 5, go past Ricciardo. So as it stands, Alonso is in 8th, Ricciardo in 9th, Norris in 10th. But them guys have stayed out. So will they have? They must be looking to stop for another pit stop. The Alpine got a lot more pace than what the McLaren has, with the DRS as well open, as we are looking at the Mercedes pit crew coming out into pit lane. So we have got Russell now coming in for a set of hards. Have they done that to try and stop the George Russell has come out behind Perez and behind Sainz. So Sainz has managed to get the undercut on Russell. So we've got what now? McLaren coming out to take in Lando Norris is going to go onto a set of mediums, so he'll be using the medium tyres to the end of the race. Max is racing insane. Max is racing absolutely insane. Max is just out there on his own. I said it would happen. I knew it was going to happen. I mean, he'll probably come into the pits. I'd imagine he'll be in the pits soon for a. I mean, he's pulled out such a lead anyway. He's got a free stop, so he's coming in now. So they've just called Max Verstappen in now. So he's got a pit stops advantage easy. So he's going to come into pit stops for Verstappen. So what will happen now? So he's going to finish the race on a set of mediums. Obviously, Max Verstappen started the race on a set of softs, so he doesn't have to go on to the hards. Verstappen, and that Red Bull anyway seems to have not had massive tyre degradation on the tyres, so he's leading this race by far. Why what? Sorry, sorry, dude. What do you mean why? Why is he in the pit? Oh, he's just stopping for a fresh set of tires. He's got so much space, so much time. He's so far ahead of Perez, his teammate, who's in second, that he's just come in and got a new set of tires. Why not? If you've got that sort of time, come in and get a new set of tires, and well, fingers crossed, you'd have no issues till the end of the race. The tires are not dropping off like they as bad on the Red Bull as they have been on the Ferrari. The Ferrari tires have been degrading massively, but that could be just to do with the more downforce on the Ferrari, a little bit more downforce, putting a bit more pressure on the tires, the amount of fuel that's in the car. You just don't know. So you just got to sort of, as Charles Leclerc is up to 5th place, just going past Sebastian Vettel. So Sebastian Vettel is, again, the actual Aston Martins are running a great race today. They look a bit quicker than what they have done. A little bit more relaxed. But he just dispatches him pretty easy, if I'm honest. I hope you're doing well, guys. Anyway, hope everyone's very, very well. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's enjoying the race and what has gone on so far. Anyone who is just joining the stream and you don't know what's happened, Hamilton is out of the race on lap 1 after a collision with Alonso. Same, Bottas went out on lap 2 after trying to avoid a spinning Latifi. And that is the only 2 people we have lost in this race so far. We've had Verstappen cruise up through we had a safety car for about two laps. We had Verstappen work his way through the pack. By about lap 8, he was back in the lead of the race. Yeah, I agree. He did indeed. Hamilton. It was Hamilton's fault all day long. Like that crash. I got a lot of respect for Hamilton, but there was no reason for him to come in as tight as he did onto Alonso, unfortunately. So Stroll is right now coming up behind Alex Albon. So since Alex Albon has changed over to the medium tyres, he doesn't seem to have as much pace as what he did. But as I say that, he has cruised out of Le Source turn 1 down through Eau Rouge, and the Aston Martin, although it's got DRS, he's not able to catch up with the Williams down into turn 5. So Hamilton, they're just interviewing Hamilton on Sky, and Hamilton has admitted it was his fault. No, Hamilton, Bottas didn't do anything wrong. I felt very sorry for Bottas. Like, Bottas was just trying to avoid a car coming across the track. Unfortunately, it is what it is. So unfortunately for Bottas, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time for Valtteri Bottas. But it's been a good race so far, guys. It's been a very, very good race so far, and we are having a great. It's been a great race, and although there was a bit of drama at the beginning, and I do feel that the Mercedes would have been there or thereabouts as they've shown, but he sounds a bit annoyed, Lewis Hamilton. But then he'll go again. I still think Mercedes fired the wrong one. Yeah, I don't know. As I say, it is what it is. It's one of them things, isn't it? You can't it's a racing mistake. It's happened. There's not a lot you can do. Not a lot you can do. Try your best. The last lap was good. So Ferrari coming on to Leclerc and saying push a bit harder. So all the talk at the beginning of the race, we were saying how good. We were talking about how good the Mercedes have been and how reliable they've been, and we must have put a kiss of death onto the Mercedes because they've gone straight out of the race, unfortunately. Never mind, it is what it is. It's one of them things, isn't it? It's been a good race. There's a big shout out to Scott Pierce. Thank you for the like on Facebook as well. Igor, thank you for the like. Josh, thank you for the like. Gerald, thank you for the like. Much appreciated. If you're watching the stream on Facebook, if you can hit the like button, it's much appreciated. Even on YouTube. Don't forget, also hit that subscribe button if you're new. If you'd like this sort of content. We are streaming F1 live every week, and then during the week we are racing in F1 games as well. So please feel free to join us. If you are new, if you are watching on Facebook as well and you're following the page, don't forget you can join the Facebook group where you can play with other people in the community as well. So yeah, I mean, feel free to join that group. You're more than welcome. I don't know if I've posted it as a link. And sorry to anyone that thinks I'm playing F1 2021. I forgot to change the. I forgot to change it. Yeah, I agree. If there was another, it was a dangerous mistake. I mean, the way Hamilton's car flung into the air as well was unbelievable, if I'm honest. And I was surprised actually that Hamilton was able to continue on after that. I honestly thought it was going to be a lot worse. And I thought there would be more damage to Alonso's car, if I'm honest. But yeah, they managed to get away with it, didn't they? Really. We'll see. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. And forget, guys, you can also join the Discord. The link is in the description of the stream. If you want to join the Discord, please feel free to join that as well. As we watch Sebastian Vettel and Yuki Tsunoda. Oh, yeah, it is Yuki Tsunoda. Sorry. Oh, Pierre Gasly. Sorry. Apologies. Pierre Gasly. So that was into La Source turn one. That was a great move by Vettel. He went to the outside and cut back into the inside with Pierre Gasly. Right behind both of them is the Alpine of Ocon, and he is going. We're three cars. We've got three cars going down into turn 5 as Ocon goes round the outside. Turn 5. That absolutely fantastic driving from Esteban Ocon. Absolutely fantastic. And then Vettel up the inside of Pierre Gasly. And then down into the no-name bend, the new bend, turn 9. And so at Rivage, Vettel overtook. That's unbelievable. So we've got Vettel in the middle, the sitting duck, and Gasly goes around one side, Ocon goes around the other, goes back into turn 5, and Ocon leaves plenty of room, goes right round the outside of Gasly, leaves it late on the brakes, and then gets the inside line into turn 6. And then as they go down and round into Rivage, and then Vettel dives up the inside late on the brakes, and the car just about sticks going downhill. It was a great move by Vettel. Yeah, he did. Alonso did have an angle on his shoulder. It was a bit mental, to to be totally honest. Matt Williams, thank you for the like, mate. Much appreciated. Sorry, I missed the like. I haven't got my headphones on, so I can't hear the reactions going on in my my headphones. Hope you're having a great day. Anyone who's watching, hope you're all having a great day. Thank you very much for all the likes, reactions, the shares, the comments. It's much appreciated. Fantastic. What a race. It is a great race. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic race. Been really, really good. And I'm sitting in my normal setup as well today, like my normal setup, which is quite nice to be sitting in my chair rather than in my sim setup, which is there just to the right of me, as you can see. So it is great. Absolutely fantastic. So we have got, again, a big long line of cars, which is absolutely fantastic to see. So we've got the battle for 10th place. We've got Alex Albon, Stroll, Norris and Zhou Guanyu, with Tsunoda sort of coming just up behind them, and Danny Ricciardo. So we're going to have probably 6 cars fighting it out for 10th place coming into the last 7 laps of the race. So keep with us, guys, if you want to know what's happened. We've got Verstappen leading the race, 14 seconds ahead of Perez, followed by Sainz, 9 seconds. Just behind Sainz, we've got George Russell, 2.1 seconds. George Russell is on a flyer at the minute, and he could be catching Carlos Sainz, and we could be in for a P3 from the Mercedes. So we'll keep an eye on that battle as well as it unfolds. George Russell is catching Carlos Sainz. Could we have George Russell on the podium again? Would be an absolutely fantastic thing to see. If you think of it, the Halo saved a lot of lives. Grosjean at Bahrain, yeah, I've got nothing wrong with it. I think the Halos are great. I think the Halo is great. It looks unpleasant, but at the end of the day, it does what it's meant to do, and it saves lives. You can't knock it. You absolutely cannot knock it. It's there to do a job, and it's all the time. It's the same as that Formula 2 driver at Silverstone when he launched himself over a sausage curb and he nearly took the driver's head off. So he would have done that 100%. So Zhou Guanyu just tried to go up the outside of Norris. Norris shut him off. As I said, we've got 5 cars at present fighting out for 10th place. Fingers crossed for Alex Albon. Want to see him get a 10th place, realistically, because he deserves it. He's had a great weekend this weekend, and they've had absolute fantastic weekend, and they deserve it fully. So it'd be good to see Alex Albon getting the points, but as it stands at the moment, Lance Stroll is right behind him. But if as long as Alex Albon keeps getting the drive out of La Source that he's getting down into Rouge, and then he's harvesting his ERS, excuse me, I think he'll be fine. Who is your driver of the day, guys? Let me know your driver of the day. Who's your driver of the day so far? I think it's personally got to be Verstappen. Alex Albon, yes, all the way. Alex Albon. Want to get him. I'm praying for him to get 10th. Williams deserves it. Honestly, Williams deserves it. As we're coming down we're still watching this battle unfold. We've got Albon 10th. Stroll just had a lock-up and has allowed Lando Norris to come up behind him. So Stroll could be in a little bit of trouble here. Sainz has just had another radio message saying avoid the bump on turn 17. So there must be something wrong. There's got to be something wrong with that Ferrari. To being told to avoid the bumps, he's being told that there's got to be an issue. There must be an issue. So again, the Williams of Alex Albon has held off Stroll. Stroll managed to hold off Norris. Norris is just... too late for plan G. They're looking at plan G. How many plans have these guys got? That is unreal. That's the unreal. What a race. What an absolute fantastic race. So we have got Lando Norris. We've got Verstappen out in front. Perez, Sainz. We could have Russell and a Sainz battle going into the last 4 laps. Yeah, I'd agree with you. It's not. It's for me. It's not. Driver of the day is not Verstappen. Although people will probably vote for him, I would say it's going to be someone like Albon. If I'm honest. I mean, it's like watching at the moment with Alex Albon. It's like watching Alonso at Monaco with the amount of cars behind him. But in fairness to him, he's got the pace on the straights and they can't get past him. So all the time they are, they can't get past him and he's holding them out. It's racing. So George Russell is now 1.7 seconds ahead or behind, sorry, Carlos Sainz. So it's all to play for. We are on lap 40 of 44. If you are joining us now, welcome to the stream. We are going into the last 4 laps of the race, and we are currently watching on the screens the battle for 10th place. But as we flick over to the battle for 3rd, we can see George Russell is now coming up behind Carlos Sainz. He's about 2.5 seconds behind him. Can Carlos Sainz hold on to it? It looks like the last lap Sainz pulled out a little bit of a gap. I'd agree with you there. He has got the Mission Impossible song going on in his head. He's as long as he keeps his head, it'll be a great point for Williams and a well deserved point for Williams. They've had a great week. He's had a great weekend. He's had a fantastic drive all weekend, and he physically he needs to. There would be a real confidence boost, especially going into Monza, where we know Monza is a very fast circuit. So we know the Williams has got the speed that it needs. Is it Monza next, or is it Monza next? Have I just said that wrong, or is it the Dutch Grand Prix? I can't remember. I just said that wrong. Oh, I'll do that. I think I'm right. Netherlands. Sorry, it's the Netherlands next. So we're going to Max Verstappen. For some reason I thought it was Monza, but he's the Netherlands. So we're going to the Netherlands next. So Max Verstappen is 17 seconds ahead of Perez. We're on lap 41, 44. And Max Verstappen has had an absolute fantastic race. And I mean, we discussed it yesterday in qualifying when he, when we knew that he'd be taking engine penalties and be starting near the back of the grid, that we knew he would be, he would make his way through the grid pretty quickly. This track has been fantastic for the Red Bulls all weekend, so you cannot deny that it's been a great race from Verstappen. We knew it was going to happen. The Dutch fans will be very happy. A lot of Dutch fans love it, seeing the Orange Army. He's also got the fastest lap of the race, which is expected. So can't see, if I'm totally honest, cannot see there's any way of him catching or being caught. It looks as well that even though you're Dutch, don't really like Zandvoort. I think it's too tight. There is almost no overtaking. I like Camden more. I really like Zandvoort. I really like the Zandvoort. Is it Zandvoort? Zandvoort? How you say it? I really like that circuit, but you're probably right. There's not a lot of overtaking that you can do there. But it's gonna be. The thing is, it's always the way, isn't it? This track is always a bit like this. It suits the faster cars. It's like it used to be the old Hockenheim circuit back in the day, where it was just a dead long straight road, and they used to just go on and on. And it always suited the faster cars. You just had to brake for a chicane, then go again. Yeah, look, let's not take it away from Verstappen. He's done exactly what he needed to do today, which was he kept it clean at the beginning, made his way through the field gradually. He's had way more pace than everybody else. Made it fairly easy to get past. We have currently got George Russell chasing down the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, but again, I think with 2 laps, it's 2 laps left. I cannot see George Russell getting catching up with Carlos Sainz, and I think this is as is now. So, but we've got 2 laps. You never know. There could be an issue. There could be a tyre issue or something like that. You just don't know, do you? Just do not know. Do not know. 42 laps on the clock. Max Verstappen leading Perez, followed by Sainz, followed by Russell, followed by Leclerc. As we were on board with Yuki Tsunoda going up to Joe Guan Yu and taking Joe Guan Yu into the final bend. No Ferrari ape strategy today. Weird. I think personally Ferrari started on the wrong strategy anyway. If I'm honest, personally, I think they started on the wrong strategy. Ferraris. I think they should have started on different tyres. They both started on the same tyres, the Ferraris. Surprised that they didn't start Charles Leclerc on a different compound tyre, sitting a bit further back. But it's the way it is. Charles Leclerc is coming into the pits, so he's coming in for a set of softs. So are they going for the fastest lap? They're going for the fastest lap of the race, the Ferraris. So he's going to come out just... Oh, so Alonso is... Charles Leclerc has just come out in front of Alonso. And he's got DRS right behind the Ferrari now. Going down into... So this could really put a... It's going to make it very difficult now for him to get the fastest lap. Ferrari's always starting on the wrong strategy. Oh, they've not done their calculations there, Ferrari. So we'll see what happens. He might be all right as they come down into the chicane. As Max Verstappen is on his last lap now, he works his way through a Rouge down towards turn 5, and he's coming down towards Les Combes. And he's had quite a easy day at the office, old Max Verstappen, as he goes through the comms down to Rivage turn 8 into the new no named corner turn 9, as he then makes his way into Pujon turn 10. Charles Leclerc is stuck behind Alonso get the fastest lap of the race. So he's had a bit of a nightmare today again, Charles Leclerc. He's not going to get he's not going to compete with the world championship, is he? Let's be honest, it's not going to happen. So Max Verstappen is making his way down Blanchimont towards the chicane. Blanchimont, through to Blanchimont. And then he goes into turn 18, 19. And then Max Verstappen, as he comes across the line and takes the win for the moment I said no ape strategy of Ferraris today, they literally, how it's one lap before the end. They're going for the fastest lap. That's why. They're going for the fastest lap. Oh, and my sky's frozen. Christian Horner looks very happy. Perez comes across the line in second, followed by George Russell. Good race by Max Verstappen. That absolutely fantastic race by Max Verstappen. Fantastic drive by Verstappen. At least they don't have to drive all the way around the track, but they should do, really. Let's be honest, right? The fans have just you've paid that money as a fan to go and watch it, and you can't even scream and shout at the drivers and they get a parade lap. It's crazy. Super Max. He had a great drive today. Fastest lap of the race as well. I don't think Vettel did Leclerc get it. So did Max Verstappen get it? Driver of the day was Max Verstappen, as I said it would be. So Charles Leclerc did not get, after all that and nearly losing the 5th position, Charles Leclerc nearly didn't even get the fastest lap. Didn't even get it. Absolute crazy. Just madness. Mad old Ferrari. So that is it, guys. That is it. Let's just recap on the standings. So we had Max Verstappen finishing the race first, as expected. We had Perez in second, Sainz in third, Russell in fourth, Leclerc in fifth, Alonso sixth, Ocon seventh, Vettel in eighth, Gasly ninth, Albon 10th. Albon got the point for Mercedes, which is for Williams, which is absolutely fantastic. Well chuffed for Alex Albon. I'm not going to lie, he's had a great weekend. Stroll 11th, Norris 12th, Tsunoda 13th, Zhou Guanyu 14th, Ricciardo 15th. Don't know what happened to him because he was up in 8th at one point, so his strategy was completely wrong. Then we've got Magnussen. We've got the two Hasses, Magnussen and Schumacher, which I'm absolutely dead shocked that they've had an absolutely terrible weekend. Latifi 18th, and then the DNFs of Bottas and Hamilton. So, Perez and Max is a dream duo. Yeah, 100%. I agree. That's a good race. Good race. Well worked. Well chuffed. Well deserved. Max Verstappen's been the best all weekend. You can't knock him. You can't say he didn't deserve it. He's been the best driver all weekend. So well done, Max Verstappen. Well done, Red Bull. Ferrari were just not at their level, unfortunately, and Mercedes just had a bit of a nightmare. Unfortunately for Hamilton, causing the accident at the beginning of the race was just one of them problems. 5-second time penalty for Charles Leclerc, speeding in the pit lane as well. So is that affected? So that's put him behind Alonso as well. What a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare. So Charles Leclerc has also lost 5th place. So that's where we are, guys. Well, great racing. Thanks for watching the stream, guys. I'm going to end it there. Hope you all had a great time, a great race. And I will hopefully see you in my next stream, which will be obviously back to F1 2022. So apologies anyone was hoping to watch F1 2022. Didn't mean to mark it as I was playing it. But I will see you in the next